Kurt here, Project Bludini. Turbos are in. This kit was a bear to install. When you put the turbos underneath there's just no room, and the housings move separate from the center section, and there's all kinds of fittings on the center section, and once you put the fittings in, you can't move them because of the bolts that tighten the center section to the outside housing. The heads are all in the way, so if you need to move it further than what it was, then you have to pull a bolt out and move it and put the bolt back in. Yeah, definitely interesting install. I made two special wrenches. I took a 10mm, cut it in half, and then ground the head down really thin. And I also did that on a 13mm to be able to get in there to tighten those up. Injectors on these last injectors I did were on the on my last car, which I had a Kenny Bell on, and so you had to move the Kenny Bell up, and that was a bear. But this not bad at all. This I could probably do it in a parking lot. The hardest one is on the passenger side rear. You have to have like like a 3-inch extension and a socket. You put one extension on, you kind of feed it partially down, and then snap your next extension. So you got the socket, extension, you can feed those two both in, and then your next 3-inch extension, you got to click it once you've got the other one in, and then you can go down and get that one out. That's the hardest one. Also, what I used to have I gotta find it again. It's got a rubber boot, almost like a spark plug boot, and then it's got a flexible shaft and then a handle on it, like a screwdriver handle. And that was really nice for going in these deep spark plug holes and hooking on there and then pulling those out. And you could actually kind of get them started and loosen them up too. Once you did it with the wrench. Once you broke it free with the wrench, then you could use that. I don't know where mine went. I used to have it for a old motorcycle I had, and it disappeared. So I'm gonna have to see if I can pick one of those up. But what I did in the meantime is I used a piece of vacuum hose and pushed it right over the cap on the top of the spark plug, and then pulled those right out. It came out real nice. So you could probably use any kind of size, any size hose. Up to a certain diameter, because you could go, the spark plug goes small and bigger, and you could do that. So, added my coolant back in. I just remember I left the cap loose. It's been self-gurgling, so kind of venting itself, which I did read about on these cars. It works pretty good. Got my brace back on. What else? Biggest thing is those turbos. Really that, I got the loudmouths on here, but in the kit, the T's and the hose weren't included, so I ordered those up. I sent them a message, I'm sure they'd send me them out, but I just ordered them up to put those in myself. And gonna do a startup here. I have to do I'll video this first startup. I have to start it up, warm it up, do a 1,000 log at idle, 1,000, 2,000, and 3,000 log before I can do anything else, and then send that off to the tuner. Palm Beach Dyno is tuning it. One thing that's different here is you can see this pipe. This is actually designed to run through the airbox. You cut the airbox up and you put this all through the airbox to hide the whole pipe. I don't have any desire to do that, so I actually they were supposed to have the pipe that goes in here. It looks much nicer, but it was on back order. So I just had them send me this one back and put it in. I'll use it in the meantime, and then I'll get that nicer looking pipe in the future. The air cleaners I still have to, I'm waiting on my catch can to come too. I got a driver's side catch can. The vents from the top of the valve covers go to the top of the air cleaners. It really needs like some push on, almost like these are the connectors that you just clip them on. You really need some type of connector like that for the top of the air cleaner, because trying to get in there and get that hose on and then put a hose clamp on it afterwards is just a nightmare. Those both air cleaners, the passenger side being tighter, but actually the passenger side was easier to get the hose on. But getting the passenger side air cleaner up in that space is a mess. I probably have, I distorted my air cleaner so bad it's probably needs to be replaced, but I don't know, it's not that bad. Maybe I'm making a bigger deal about it than it is, but it's very hard to get to. It's hard to get your hands up there. For some reason, when I first bought this kit, I was thinking that the air cleaners came up into the engine bay. Just my bad, I was just thinking that. But really, as you look at this engine bay, there's no room to get those up into the engine bay. So pretty much where they're at is the best you're going to do, which is kind of the bottom side of the headers. It would be really cool to have some other design, but again, nothing I see where you'd be able to put those. Just a pipe dream. What else? The exhaust lined up pretty good. Those V-bands, they're okay. The V-band clamps, they're okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Next video will be a startup, and we'll see how it goes. Cross our fingers that it fires right up. Subscribe, like, and comment if you guys have any questions. Okay, from the underside of the car, Project Bludini. Here you can see the Hellion turbo. This is the passenger side. There's where the air clean. No, I'm sorry. That's the tube that goes up to the intercooler. You can see how it's clocked there. And then the wastegate and the dump, oil fitting, coolant line, oil return fitting. Up in here is the air cleaner. Over to the driver's side, oil return, and the coolant. Then up to your bypass intercooler. And air filter. So hopefully for guys doing the project, this will kind of help you out on some video from underneath the bottom of the car. Okay, Project Bludini, Hellion twin turbos installed. First startup. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna start checking things out, so I wanted to give you a startup